Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of the Mini Makeover Monday. Today we're going to be working on our kitchen drawers. And so the first thing I want to do is kind of give you a little tour of my kitchen, just because we're going to talk about zoning and how we know what things should go in which drawers. And so I'm going to use that as a little bit of an example. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around. And you'll see that I've got this little space kind of tucked between my pantry and my fridge that has really narrow cupboards, really narrow drawers. And then as we come around, the rest of the drawer and cabinet space I have is just right here in my island. So it's all pretty centrally located to begin with. But what we want to make sure that we're doing when we're choosing what goes in what drawers is we're locating things as close as we can to the place where we're going to use them. For instance, right next to the stove, I've got all of my hot pads, so they're nice and within reach. Now, if I had more space here, I'd put my utensils that I use at the stove as well, and I don't, so right now, those utensils are living in this drawer, because it's as close to the stove as I can get. So when you're looking at doing this in your own space, you'll have to kind of look at the amount of items that you have and look at the locations that are available to you, and then decide what's the best place for things to live. In an ideal world, we'll get them exactly where we want them, but a lot of times the way they build homes and the way they put the cabinets in, that's just not possible. So don't stress out about it too much. You just want to get it as close as you can. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and jump into today's organizing session. So I'm going to turn this around one more time. And of course, if you've been on these videos with me before, you know that the first thing we always do is we empty the drawers. And I've got these 3 drawers here that I want to talk to you about and get emptied out. But before we go there, I want to use this drawer as a really good example. So back when I decided to do this project, I decided I wanted to switch from regular utensil holders to these mesh ones, because I don't know about you, but for some reason, oops, that's going to fall out. For some reason, in my silverware drawer, the slots where the utensils and things go always get full of crumbs and gunk, and I hate it. It drives me crazy. So I had this brilliant idea that I would switch to these mesh containers, and that way the crumbs and things would fall through, and then instead of having to empty the whole tray, all I'd have to do is pick the whole thing up and clean out underneath. And that worked really well, except that I measured my drawers, but I didn't necessarily measure my longest utensils. So as you can see, I was at the store and I broke the rules and I just kind of grabbed what I thought would work. And you can see that things don't really fit the way they're supposed to fit. And so this drawer is always a source of stress for family members, because nobody can get anything to fit in there the way it's supposed to fit. And as a result, things don't get put back into the basket or the bin that they're supposed to live in. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 1 was be aware of your zoning and where you're going to put things. Tip number 2 is to make sure, I'm going to empty this while I'm talking to you, to make sure that you measure your spaces first so that you're buying the right containers. A lot of times people want to go to the store and they just want to grab a bunch of containers and bring them home, and they find something that they like that looks cute. And they think, oh, I'll just make this work. It'll be fine. Whoop, this drawer is really dirty. There you go. Live and in person. Just like what happens at your house when I come to help you organize. And it's okay, because we live in our houses and we're not always the best at keeping up on the maintenance, and so things get dirty. So that's just the way it is. Anyway, a lot of people want to go ahead and first get these containers and get them to match or to look cute or whatever without really knowing what size, shapes, and different things that they need. And then they bring them home and try to make them work, and then you have the situation that I have in this drawer where things just aren't working out the way they need to. And then people can't get things put away. The drawer will sometimes get stuck. So it's a big hassle. All right, so drawers emptied. Next step, of course, would be to clean those out. Let me switch this camera around real quick. Okay, so once those drawers are cleaned out, we've decided for sure what's going to live in those drawers, we have some options. Before I get into those, though, I want to show you, because I've talked about the sorting process, but we've never really shown the sorting process just due to time on the video. So I want to show you what that looks like. I pre-sorted a couple of other drawers. These are as close as I get to a junk drawer at my house. Speaking of junk drawers, if you want to just put in the comments, how many of you have a junk drawer? And does it function for you? Or is it a source of stress like my utensil drawer? So go ahead and post in the comments if you want to participate on that question. And while you're doing that, if my camera will cooperate, all right, we're just going to turn this around. So I pulled everything out of these drawers and I sorted it into like categories. So I have pens and pencils, I have craft items, glue and tape, that belongs to my dog, things that really belong in the garage or in my utility closet, miscellaneous office supplies, and things that I'm pretty sure belong to my grandson. So once we've pulled everything out and grouped them into like categories, now we know what it is that we need to store. That's when we go in and we measure the space and we decided, I'm just going to set this camera up while I'm talking to you. That's when we measure the space and decide what's going to live where. And that's where the fun part is, right? Is we get to go to the store, we get to shop for fun things. And we have a lot of options. As far as drawers go, there's all kinds of bins and baskets. These ones just came from the dollar store. You get them in a 2 or 3 pack for $1, so they're really economical. But you can also get bins, and they're pretty standard sizes. So if you have a drawer that is kind of a weird size, I'll show you in a minute some options you have there. But these are pretty standard sizes. If you shop for these kinds of things at the Container Store, they have a really cool grid drawer that you could pull out, and it has all the measurements on it. So if you know the measurements of your drawer, you can just grab these baskets and bins and kind of play Tetris on this grid layout and know exactly how they're going to fit in your drawer. So that's a really good tip for you there. But these come in the plastic, they come in bamboo, they come in acrylic. You saw my silver mesh ones. So there's a lot of options that you can choose from, just depending on, you know, what your personal preference is, what your budget is. Some other things you can use. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but it's a spring-loaded drawer divider. These come in bamboo. They also come in white. They're really great. You just push on them, slide them into the drawer, and then that tension expands. This happens to be a deeper one, so if you have deep drawers, these work really well in those to keep things separated and divided. They also come in a 2-inch for a regular size drawer. And then another thing that I've recently started using, and this is the tip for those really hard to organize, smaller, more narrow drawers, or ones that have weird sizing and you can't get the bins to fit just right, are these custom drawer dividers. They're really cool. What it is you get big pieces of, feels like the slats on your blinds, honestly, is what it feels like. So you get several of these pieces, and then they come with these little adhesive ones. And what you do is you decide where you want this to go, you measure, you stick the adhesive to your cabinet on both sides, your drawer, sorry, and then this just slides right down in there. And you can custom make dividers for your drawers to any configuration you want. And they cut really easy. You just use a utility knife, and then you snap them where you scored it, and they're really, really simple to use. So I really like those. But you don't necessarily have to buy containers either. You can use things laying around your house. And if you've been bulk shopping because of the quarantine and stocking up on your groceries and you've got a lot of extra containers around, or if you're on a tight budget, this might be an option for you. things like the canned meat containers, those, the big ones, those are a good size. You can rinse those out and use those to store small little odds and ends in. The sturdier boxes, like the minute rice box is a good one. This graham cracker box, you can cut these off and use them for containers like this in place of these in your drawers. And if you want to make them cute, you can do things with fabric or contact paper, different things like that to make them cute. As a matter of fact, when I'm done with the video, I will post a link. I have a Pinterest board that has all kinds of pins about different DIY containers that you can make. That's really fun if you're into kind of DIYing your own containers. So those are kind of what our container options are. After you've done that sort, like I said, and you want to make sure you know how much of everything you have and where it's going to live, you're going to measure, and then you're going to get your containers and get them in place, and then we're going to start putting them together. So I'm going to come over to these drawers that I've already emptied, and we're going to start that process of putting things in place. And again, I'm going to apologize for, oh, that's not what I want. Okay, apologize for the video because, like I said, I'm an organizer. I am not a tech person or a video person. So we're going to come over to these drawers, and we're going to start using these containers that I had. Now, these are just ones I have laying around my house because we're not supposed to go out. I didn't go out and go shopping for cute ones that matched. I just used what I had available to me. But I'm looking at my categories here, and I know for sure that I want these two containers of pens and pencils. So we're going to stick those in that drawer. And then I know for sure that I'm going to need these office supplies. And this bigger 6x9 basket is going to be a good size. Actually, that might be a little bigger than 6x9 even. But we're going to take and load this up with these items, maybe. There we go. Sorry, I am really wiggly on the camera today. That's what happens when I turn away to grab my stuff and I can't see what I'm doing. All right, so we can see we need to do a little bit of adjusting here. I kind of don't want that to tip out like that. So I'm going to move these around just a little bit so I can get this to look the way I want it. And like I said, sometimes organizing in drawers and containers is kind of like a little game of Tetris. And no, it's not going to stay that beautiful after people start using it because people aren't going to be as careful about putting things away. But as long as they stay contained in the basket, so they're not sloshing all over the drawer, I'm happy. It's good. It's okay. So I've got another space. It looks like it'll fit another one of those bins. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in there. And I think I'm going to use that for my other big category, which is my adhesives and my tape. So I can get all of those in there. And I wouldn't go too crazy on your categories, just kind of make them broad categories. If you get too crazy with them and you have other family members that are using the space, they are not going to be that detail-oriented when they put things away. So it's going to get undone pretty quickly. But there's one of my junk drawers already organized, and you can see it went really fast. So once you get that sorting and get that cleaning out part done, it really does go pretty quick. And it's a fast little project for you to tackle today. I would encourage you to do all of your kitchen drawers. And like I said in the beginning, go through that zoning process and see what things should live where so that it's really efficient for you, so it functions really well for you. And then when you open your drawers, you'll be able to find things a lot easier. Oh, one other thing I forgot to tell you about is this great stuff. So let's see. Comes in rolls. It comes in different colors. I just happen to have white. It's really grippy. You can see it doesn't slide very well. So sometimes when you put those containers or those baskets in your drawers, and if you don't have enough to completely fill all the space and there's some loose space, the baskets will want to shift and slide every time you open and close the drawer. So if you use this kind of rubbery grip, I don't know what it's called, roll. My sister-in-law told me they call it butt grip at the nursing home because they put it on the wheelchair so people don't slide out of their chairs. So that's what I always call it, but that's not what it is. Anyway, if you put that down in your drawers underneath these containers, then they're not going to have any movement. They're not going to slide, and they'll stay exactly where you want them. Even if you have to leave open spaces like I did in that junk drawer for the pencil box to sit in, you can do that and have it underneath all of the other containers so that you don't have to see it, and that open space can still just stay open and things will just kind of kick around in that little open space depending on what you put there, but all of the baskets won't slide into it and it won't undo the organization in your drawers. So I hope that's been helpful for you to see some tips and tricks and different products that you can use to organize your drawers. And again, I hope you tackle this project today. And I'd love to see pictures. We've been getting some pictures up on our Facebook page of different projects people have been tackling as they've been watching the videos. And it's so fun to see your projects completed. And I get a lot of really happy comments about how excited they are to tackle the projects and how good it feels. So I just love having that feedback. So please do share once you're done with your project. And even if you tackle a different project than what we're doing on the mini makeovers, please put those up and share those too, because it's always just fun to see the different organizing projects people are working on and what they've been able to accomplish. And I'm a big fan of giving yourself a pat on the back and rewarding yourself for your hard work. So go ahead and post up your pictures and your comments and brag a little bit because you've been working hard. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you again next week. Bye.